Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and it's been 2 years since the unyielding dumpster fire that was Ghostbusters reboot hit the silver screen. And while this video is not about that necessarily, what I anticipate to happen will be that this particular adaptation Sony's working on will be treated exactly the same. And if Ghostbusters and ultimately The Last Jedi have taught us anything, this is going to end badly for those who are trying to make an adaptation of the comic book Faith. Valiant Comics Faith. It's going to be the first plus-size superhero movie. Going on to say here that the hero is Faith Herbert, a jubilant comics and science fiction-loving geek who also happens to have telekinetic superpowers. Toby Jaffe and Neil Moritz will produce via their original film banner with Dan Mintz of DMG Entertainment. All right, that all sounds well and good. Right? That all sounds well and good, but let's take a quick look and see just who exactly is Faith from Valiant Comics. Now, it says here that Faith Herbert, Valiant Entertainment, codename Zephyr, is a superhero with the ability to fly and bring others with her. She's been part of the Renegades, a group of young psyots who rebel against Toyo Harada and his Harbinger Foundation. Her day job as a journalist in Los Angeles, she created the alter ego Summer Smith, usually wearing glasses and a red wig. Currently, Faith is in a romantic relationship with Obadiah Archer. Now, her personality here says that she is a sci-fi and comic book nerd, which leads her to adopt more traditional superhero characteristics than her friends, such as secret identities and super names. She is a huge fan of Doctor Who. Yippee on that one. Powers and abilities. She has been activated by Peter Stanchek. Faith's first ability was self-propelled flight. Over time, she has mastered her flying ability and used how to make use of her other aerokinetic abilities as well, such as companion field, force field, shield, moving objects with her force field, not with telekinesis. So that I guess that's a clear distinction between the two. And she can wind burst. Look, there's a queef joke in there I just feel like I should make. Is it a queef? Okay. So that's Faith. That's Faith. It is a very left-leaning social justice comic book. I've read excerpts from this thing. It's not the best. It's pretty bad, actually. But look, all that aside, the movie could the movie could be okay. All right, I'm going to come into this as optimistic as I can, despite the somewhat gloom and doom from the opening of the video. Okay, I'll be fair. I'll give it a fair shake, right? I'll give it a fair shake. I'll give it a shot. But my concern ultimately is not with Faith herself in the movie. I mean, obviously they're making this movie to tick a box, right? Fat acceptance is a big thing in this country. It shouldn't be, but it is. Pushing for balanced meals and regular exercise as a way to not only be healthier but live longer is shunned in certain areas of this country, whereas people like Faith and that is exemplified, is put on a bit of a pedestal. Now, it's not to say I don't know much about Faith. I don't know what her metabolism does. But you figure it probably, I don't know. They want a larger than life superhero, figuratively speaking, and that's totally fine, right? U-Bowl tried this a couple years ago with Blubberella. It was a comedic take on Blood Rain. It exists. Look it up, Blubberella. But here's what I'm mostly concerned with, and this is what I feel is going to happen. And I'm pretty sure even me slightly mocking this comic and what could happen from that is gonna come back to bite me down the road. Okay, with Ghostbusters and The Last Jedi. When you have any kind of criticism against any of the female characters or the actresses portraying those roles, you will get a slew of op-ed pieces from these bloggers that will say it's sexism or it's misogyny or it's all of those things. And that is going to be something that we know for a fact Sony's Tom Rothman, their head, the CEO, does in fact back up. He backed this with Ghostbusters. I 100% guarantee you he will back it with this. I'm here to tell you, Tom Rothman, and anyone else who is going to want to go down that path of trying to make that claim, this will not put butts in seats. This has the potential to backfire. Now, I could be wrong because this is not a remake or a reboot or a continuation of a very beloved franchise. This is a bit of an avant-garde comic book from an established publisher that is not Marvel and DC, and they're working on trying to create a whole film series at Sony when they've got Spider-Man. And they're not sharing any of the money with Marvel. It just feels like they're being stupid in this particular regard. It does. It just feels like Sony's being really stupid. Like, let's launch another cinematic universe, folks. Let's give Vin Diesel his own franchise. Because outside of Fast and Furious, which is more of an ensemble, that's worked out real well. I'm just saying, this has a potential, the serious potential to just horribly backfire. That being said, if I'm right, and this does become the next Ghostbusters, where people are just critical. And I've seen, and when I retweeted this article out today, there were people I know, plus size women, that were responding saying, no, I don't want it. I don't want to see myself there. I don't want to see that there. But let's be fair. And again, I'm going to be realistic here. When it comes to the success of certain movies with female characters, the success does come from women that are pushing the sales. Suicide Squad predominantly relied on Harley Quinn's success. Teenage girls went and saw the movie multiple times for Harley Quinn, as I'm assuming also probably so did several men, because damn, Margot Robbie. That's not this case though, right? Like, I don't know. Now the question is, who are they going to cast? Many people out there have suggested that it's Amy Schumer. Give Amy Schumer. If it's Amy Schumer, the movie's dead in the water. If it's Amy Schumer, it's a dumpster fire from the get-go. I'm trying to think of who could be a plus-size actress. It's going to have to be someone who is not known. It's going to have to be a newcomer, probably because they are going to want to not have, for one, a large price tag, and not have it potentially damage or ruin an A-lister's career. So you're probably not going to get someone like maybe, and I'm just saying, you're probably not going to get someone with the body type of maybe Adie Bryant from SNL, but you might get someone, who's a bit more on like the, like the old 1950s style of beauty, right? The old, very busty, burlesque type versus like, the skinny model sort of thing. And if they went like, and I know like Faith's weight's going to be a big part of this because that's kind of the whole point of plus size superhero. They're probably going to make her curvier because at the end of the day, they're still trying to market this as a movie. They're still trying to market this as a potential franchise, and certain aspects of that probably are never going to change. You know what I mean? And that is unfortunate in some regards, but at the same time, it is just a truth I think many of us have to live with here. But again, what comes next is going to be insanely interesting. And I am very curious in wanting to see where it goes, because I just see that there's going to be a gigantic dumpster fire. Here's the thing. I just, again, final wording to those who might make this movie. If you see this video, if you've gotten this far, play it smart. Play it smart. Whoever you hire, whoever is in the movie, whoever gets to direct it or produce it or write it, right? Well, they've already got the writer, but whoever comes in to do that stuff, have them avoid social media. Do not go out there and engage this stuff head on if it happens. If there are a couple of trolls that talk a little bit of smack, let it happen, right? If any of the movie bloggers come out and they start trying to attack the trolls and create that narrative once again, create that atmosphere, because they did that with Ghostbusters. And they did that with The Last Jedi. Do not engage. Do not engage, because I almost guarantee you it will backfire on you in a way that you do not want. And so just play it safe for the first time and see what happens. In the meantime, I put it to you, if you've made it this far, What do you think about this? Do you think that this movie is going to be a success? Do you think it's going to be a dumpster fire? Do you think it's going to be somewhere in between? Should we reserve judgment to see it? Should we wait for the inevitable controversy to happen? What do you guys think? I am very curious to know your thoughts on this one. Let me know down in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. Oh man, yeah. I was waiting for a movie like this to come out, and again, it's gonna be a wild ride. But all right, leave you guys your thoughts. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.